Today we will learn about the application of MNL model, multinomial Logit model in R. So how we actually apply this model on our data. I will discuss it right from the first step, like how we prepare the data sheet for MNL model, and then how do we apply this model in R, and then how do we interpret our data. So we will go through all this process. So first of all, in order to use R, you need to go to Google and you need to download RCran, R space CRAN, RCran. So once you have downloaded RCran, this icon will appear on your laptop, but this is not enough. Then there is a user-friendly interface available to use this statistical programming language, which is RStudio. So then you need to download RStudio. So once you have both of these, then you are in a perfect position to do any statistical analysis on R. So I will open my RStudio. So this is my RStudio, and I will remove everything first so that you see an empty interface. So here there are different portions. So in this portion, I just clicked here. So whatever data I will upload it in R will appear here, and this is the R console where we write our commands. And then in this portion we have different packages which are already available, developed by different programmers for the execution of statistical analysis. And then here we have one tab where we can upload our data. So in my case, I have some data sheets available to apply multinomial Logit model. But in your case, for example, if you don't have data sheet available, there are built-in data sheets which are available within RStudio that you can upload it. So in order to upload a sample data sheet, I have already searched on this forum. People normally guide each other. So there is a data available related to the travel mode. It's a stated preference experiment related to the mode choices. So I will upload this. I will just copy this code and I will go to my console. So this is my console, and I will paste this code here. So there is a package in R, AER, and in that package travel mode data is already available. So just for the learning purposes, you can paste this code, and now this data is there in the system. It is appearing. You see, previously this was empty. Now I see 840 observations and 9 variables. Even I can click on it, and now my data sheet will appear here. And if we look at this data sheet, so we need to prepare our data sheets exactly according to this format. This is a special format that is being called long format for the analysis in analysis of stated choice data in R. So for example, there was an individual, and to that individual different mode choices were offered. Either in future he will travel by air, by train, by bus, or by car. So in each case we see an individual ID. So if in each case we see a number 1, so it means all these mode choices were offered to one individual, and then that one individual made a choice to travel by car. So rest of the all are no, and traveling by car is yes. Similarly, in these choices there are other variables related to the cost, related to the travel time, related to the waiting time, related to the income. So everything is appearing here. So basically this was one complete choice set that was offered to him, that I highlighted, and in that choice set he has decided to travel by car. So that is why like in the choice column we see yes. So this is how exactly we need to prepare our data sheet. In this data sheet there are already 840 entries and 9 columns. So but now the question is that, for example, if you want to even for the practice purposes you want to export this data sheet in the form of Excel um file. So what you can do, so there are codes available. So if, like I am just explaining some background things before we go for the application of the model. So what we can do on ChatGPT, like these commands are easily available. I have already searched about these commands. Like once we have added um a data sheet and we want to export that data sheet on our desktop, so how we can do that? So just so the first thing is that we need to install another package in our R. So here if you see, the package name is write Excel. So in our console or in the interface of the R Studio, here we see different packages available. So we can even search a particular package. So write Excel package is already available. I just need to click on this. So you see in the library this package is already added. So once this package is added, now I can export my data in the form of an Excel file just for the practices, for like practice purpose, or whenever I need to prepare my data sheet, I can understand how to prepare it from that. Now in order to export the Excel sheet, so I will copy this code and I will paste it in my Excel. Now the problem is that we need to modify the code. So in order to modify the code, because in our case our data name is travel mode, you can see it, but here the data that is being provided by ChatGPT, we need to change the name here. In that case it was my data, but in our case it is travel mode. So I just changed it. I will press enter. Now the file path is generated here, you can see it. Now as the next step, we need to save this Excel file on our laptop. I will copy again the next code and I will paste it here. So once again we need to adapt it to our data file, which is travel mode. And now I need to press enter again. Now the final command, so that the data would be saved on our desktop. So I will delete all previous files so that there is nothing available on my desktop, so that you can see that how new file generates. So now we again go to R. Now we want to like export this data in the form of an Excel file on our desktop. So I'm putting code step by step. Now the last code is to save this on our laptop. So copy and paste. So as the file path is already provided, which is desktop, now this file, so once again I made a mistake because it's saying that my data is not found. So I just need to copy this code again. I pasted the wrong code. Now I will correct it. So sorry, I don't know what's the problem. I just want to copy the last one, this code. So I will delete the previous one because we have already entered The last one, I need to enter it. Yes. So now this file is generated and it's been saved on our desktop. So we see why it didn't appear on our desktop. File saved at desktop. So let's see what's the problem. It's not showing on our desktop. I need to check it again. Normally like I was practicing it and it appears quite easily. Let me see again. So anyhow, we try one more time. We copy this, the whole code. I was putting it step by step. So we try it again. So write Excel. So whenever you see a hashtag, it means it's not a code. So it's just a title. So in each case, I need to change my data to travel mode, and once again here travel mode, and it should work. It's showing that the Excel file is saved. Yes, now you see, now Excel file is now there on the desktop. So even if we open this Excel file now, we can see like the format, how we need to prepare the data. Individual 1, individual 2, individual 3, each individual has, like, we prepared the data in the long format, and each like row offers one option in the alternative that are being like offered to an individual about his choice. So now like, in order to prepare the sheet for yourself, you can do the same, or you can use the same sheet and you can edit your variables. So now the next step, what is the next step? The next step is that there is a package available in R which is related to MNL model. So MNL means multinomial logit model. So we need to load that package in our R Studio. So again, you will go to the packages and then you write just M. So M logit is multinomial logit model. So when we click on it, so because this package requires another package which is dfidx, so the red sign appears on the console because that package was missing. We just need to switch this layer off, and because now when we previously switched on this package mlogit, the package which is a kind of supporting package to mlogit was already installed. So now once we click it again, now we don't see any red sign, so it means our MNL package or mlogit package is like fully prepared to work. So now as the next step, we need to prepare our data for the application of MNL model. the data is already actually in the long format, but we need to actually uh, prepare it for the usage in our R console. So what we will do, there is another command available for the data preparation. So we will copy it. So I will explain it, what it is. So for example, now we have our data set. Now we are creating another data which is Logit data, so that the software can read it easily for the analysis. So in this like data line, or in this code, we are telling the software that our dependent variable is choice, which is choice is equal to choice in the inverted commas. Then we are telling the software that there are four alternatives available in our data sheet: air, travel, train, bus and car. So we are actually specifying our alternatives, and we are telling it to the software that our dependent variable is choice and our independent variables are like uh, cost, travel, then waiting time, and also our alternatives are like these four. So we just like telling this to the software. So I will enter it, and now the data sheet, which is having total 840 rows, has now prepared the data for application of MNL model in R. So it is showing that there are just first 10 rows appearing here, and then there are total 840 rows of data. So normally this is the, if your data sheet is not prepared correctly, this command doesn't work. I spent, to be very honest, whole full day to understand this command, because there were few errors and I was not able to like apply MNL model. So once this is okay, then the next step is that is to apply our MNL model. So I am using ChatGPT to understand various commands. So I have already searched about it. So we will now get the command to apply multinomial Logit model, and then the results would be produced, and then we will interpret our results through ChatGPT. So I'm just searching that command for that. So now the these are the steps that are explained by ChatGPT. So we are already at step number 4, fitting the MNL model. Before that, we have like applied this mlogit.data function to prepare our data set for the application of MNL model. Obviously, like the codes are available in ChatGPT, but we need to adjust those codes according to our variables. And we also need to ensure that mlogit package is installed. As I showed you from the packages, I installed it. And also, as a first step, we need to prepare our data according to the MNL format. So this is not actually sorry, this is the right format, but sometimes ChatGPT doesn't uh, shows you the right format. So that is why at the start I explained a lot about the right format of the data. The first step is the data preparation. Second step is installing mlogit package. The third step is the data function, where you prepare the data for a multinomial Logit model. The fourth step is fitting the model. So I will copy this code of MNL model, and I will paste this code. So I will just use first line, so that I can like fitting the model. So now we need to edit this code. So in order to apply MNL model, so we are saying that choice is our dependent variable, and as we copied this code from ChatGPT, so they have the variables of cost and time, but in our case we have the variable of v cost, if you have a look at it, and then we have another variable of travel time, so which is travel, just travel. So in our case we have v cost. So I'm just using these two variables just to make you understand that how this model works. So I adapted the code. Now we check it works. So there is an error. The error is that because I need to adapt this code according to my data sheet also. I will once again copy this code. These are all the difficulties that I kept on facing since morning. So now MNL data, so in our case the data sheet name is travel mode. So travel mode, so this is our data sheet. So previously we didn't add the name of our data sheet where the system will apply MNL model. Now the system has applied and analyzed the data. So now in order to see the model summary, we will copy this code, summary of MNL model. So here we have this summary of the MNL model. So in order to or the interpretation of the results, we can use once again ChatGPT. I will just copy the result of the MNL model. This is very simple analysis with only 2 variables. In research there could be maybe 10 variables. So I will copy these results. I go to ChatGPT. So I will ask, I have applied MNL model in R Studio and I have following results. Can you please help me to interpret these results? So I just copied and pasted our results. Now it says your multinomial Logit model estimates how the variable v cost and travel time influence the probability of choosing a particular travel mode, and these are the 4 different modes of travel. So in this case, because when I applied this model, initially I am just making things very simple. I didn't actually define car as a base alternative, but there is another code by which we can define car as a base alternative. So because it is picking some thing from the previous chat also. So now in our results we have the coefficient for the v cost negative. So the negative coefficient means that as travel cost increases, the probability of choosing air, train or bus decreases relative to choosing a car. So p value is small, so it is statistically significant. Similarly, we have another variable which is travel time. So the coefficient for the travel time was also negative, means that as travel time increases, the probability of choosing air, train or bus decreases relative to choosing a car. So this is how you can just copy and paste results, and you can take help from ChatGPT. So in the code that I have just explained you, there in that code we didn't define that car is our base alternative, but we can also do that. So in order to do that, defining car as a base alternative, I have also searched the code for that. I will open it now. So there, so now you see like when I prepared my MNL data, I said that this is the code that I will use for the preparation of the data, but in that code I didn't define car as a base alternative. So I need to define car as base alternative. So I need to copy this code. Now I will go to my R console. So here I will paste it. Sorry, I need to paste. I couldn't copy it, sorry. I copy the full code and then I paste it here, and now I am defining that defining to the model that now my car is my base alternative. So I have already prepared the data for MNL model. Now I am just defining that car is my base alternative. So I have MNL model. I am saying that choice is my dependent variable, and it has a link with the cost, and also because we have a waiting time here, and then we also have v cost here. So like even I can add more variables. So this is a code that I already modified. I copied from ChatGPT. Now here I am defining reference level car. So it means now in my data sheet I have defined like car as a base variable. So I am facing some issue because it's saying MNL data not found. So once again I need to copy this code, and as in our case MNL data is not the data, in our case travel mode is the data sheet, right? Now I have defined car as our base alternative. Once car is decided as our base alternative, then again we need to use the same model fitting code. So I will copy that code, so in order to fit the MNL model we need to copy this code. So but once again now when we will fit this model, so we have defined car as base variable when we are saying that like our independent variables are v cost and weight. So here we will again change it v cost and weight, and now we get the results. So once again same error, MNL data has to be changed to fit the model. So I will copy and paste it again. So here in the MNL data I need to change it to travel mode. So there is some error again appearing. So in order to fit the MNL model I will now copy the code, I will paste it. My data is travel mode data, and I want to see it against waiting time and v cost. So now the model is applied, and we have already defined car as base alternative here. Here at this step we defined car as a base alternative, and now we want to see the model summary. So I will copy it and I will paste it. So now I have the results of the model. Once again I can copy these results and I can paste it in ChatGPT for the interpretation. So now with the usage of AI, things have become very simple. Now let's see how it interprets our model results. So your multinomial Logit model estimates the impact of cost or travel cost and waiting time on the choice of travel mode. Since car is the base alternative, all interpretations are made relative to the car. So our V cost, the positive coefficient means that as travel cost increases, the probability of choosing air, train, or bus increases relative to choosing a car. So maybe we can interpret it in a way that, so if someone has to spend money, then he would like to spend money by air travel rather than spending it on car trip. And similarly, but again, according to chat gpt, this is counterintuitive because higher costs usually discourage people from choosing a travel mode. Then the waiting time has a negative coefficient, and also it's significant. The negative coefficient means that as waiting time increases, the probability of choosing air, train, or bus decreases relative to choosing a car. So this is how like we can take help and we can summarize our results. And then the value of minus 259.19 of log likelihood. A less negative value generally indicates a better model fit when compared to a null model. So p-values for both variables are very small, meaning both cost and waiting time significantly influence travel mode choice. And then there are more explanations available. So this is how you fit it. And as I have all these codes available in this chat, so I will put everything. I will like copy it and I will paste it in a file and I will share. Thank you.